501 Contractor Tips, a book that will help contractors make more money and live better lives. How much money can you make as a contractor? Well, obviously, like any other business, the sky's the limit. There is no cap on how much money you can possibly make. But I would like to share with you today is a story about two different construction companies. I worked for each one of these construction companies. I worked for a large framing contractor who almost had 100 employees most of the time working. These guys had, I want to say they had between 5 and 10 construction foremans. And they usually kept these people busy. I actually knew a guy that had worked for this construction company, and they'd kept him busy for 8 years, and that's not common in the construction business to actually work for one contractor full-time, 5 days a week, for more than 3 or 4 months, sometimes a year maybe. But this guy said he'd worked for him for a long time. Now, the other contractor was an individual who worked out of his house, and later he got an office because he really started to do pretty good in his business, and he needed an office for his clients. He needed a place to meet with his clients and discuss things. And that's sometimes, if you need an office like that, you'd better have one because you don't want to be meeting these people at your house. And again, if you don't got an office and you have to meet with someone, you could always meet them in a restaurant. Free food is going to be a lot cheaper for you in the long run if you're picking up the tab than an office. So be creative here. Getting off the topic, but the one contractor that worked by himself made as much money, if not more money, than this other construction company. So I'm just kind of giving you an idea about how much money you can make and your thought process behind it. Sometimes we think that we need to hire, the more employees we have, the more money we're going to be making. The more jobs that we're doing, the more money we're going to be making. And that's not always the case. Could you imagine doing 5 jobs a year and spending the time organizing everything, really putting a lot of focus into these 5 jobs? And let's just say that you stay busy working on these 5 jobs all year, but you got a lot of money in these jobs. You've figured it out to where you're going to make a nice living with this, and you've put enough time and planning into it to where you get to where you can repetitively bid jobs and make money. Now, in the framing business, for large framers, these are people that are doing tract houses. They might be building 20 to 200 houses at a time. It's not going to be that way all the time. It's kind of hit and miss. They're really basing their profits off of small percentages in the business. And this isn't the case with this other guy who was working out of his house, doing smaller jobs and making more money. These other people were doing larger jobs and making less money. And again, I'm only basing this off of information that I have from each one of the contractors and the people that worked with them. I don't know for a fact that the framing contractor wasn't making more money than the other guy. All I know is the information that people have given me. So again, this isn't something you can really quote me on, but the point is simple here. You don't have to be a large construction company to make a lot of money. You can be a small construction company, and I've seen this plenty of times. And if you've been in the construction business for a while, you've probably seen it too, if you're paying attention. If you're not paying attention, you're not going to see it. And again, this is why I'm making these videos, trying to kind of get some stuff knocked loose out of your subconscious mind here and bring it to fruition here, put it right in front of your face. The reality is, if you're going to be a contractor, you can make a lot of money. It does not matter. And I just want to say this again, it doesn't matter how big of a construction company you really have to how much money you're going to make. So you could actually be a small contractor and make a lot of money. You could actually be a really big contractor, have a really big construction company, and you know, it's kind of a crapshoot. You're going to be making money on some jobs, losing money on the other jobs, and you might not make as much money as other contractors. So do not judge the size of a construction company by the profits that are possible.
Feel free to visit some of our websites if you're looking for more information on home building, construction, remodeling, and even a little personal development.